and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It's now Friday the 3rd of April, 20 to 6. Oh dear, tickly, dry throat. So I'm going to start off with Mr. Nelles's words of wisdom. So Mr. Nelles says, my things for you to talk about on your vlog. Me, as I've watched The Haunted Mansion starring Eddie Murphy, good film. Richard, actually I like that one. Michael Rosen, Gilbert Stable, I'm not sure about that, not picked up on that news. David Hockney as he shared his art in Normandy. Spider-Man as he was on this morning on Wednesday morning. I think that's that YouTuber doing kids exercise videos, isn't it? Let me just turn the fan down a bit. Angry Dashcam Man as he did 7 videos. Well, he's had a lot of dashcam footage to put up then. And the death of Bill Withers. Yes, I read about that. So, let's get going. Not calling at the petrol station today because don't need to, really, actually. And I'm trying not to go there. Herm's been picking up every day the Herm's parcels. And DPD been collecting in the afternoon. So, being pretty much staying nicely isolated from everything in my little warehouse bubble, and avoiding people, as that's apparently a thing to do right now. So all of Hermes parcels have just been collected. Shipped out a load of Border biscuits today, ridiculously. More Amazon orders. I'm trying to catch up with, so behind still with orders. I managed to keep up with all my standard orders. It's just the unusual amount of eBay coffee orders I've had. Lots of eBay coffee orders. And like I say, all these Amazon ones where people, obviously stores that were cheaper than me have run out. And stuff I'd never sold before on Amazon, even though I'd listed it on, but at a price that I could make some money on, because that's kind of the point, isn't it? And then people have started buying it off me because everywhere else has run out. So it just made me the one to buy it all off. So yeah, I'm slowly getting closer to finishing off and... Ooh, caught me out, that one. Getting sort of up to date with orders and not being as far behind as I just... It's really, really difficult because really all week, as fast as I'm trying to send orders out, new ones have been coming in, which makes it really hard work. You're never catching up because as fast as you're sending them out, more are coming in and more coming in. Loads of green coffee, loads of roasted coffee, loads of roasting to do, and roasting means I've got to pack it and label it before doing the shipping labels and stuff, so all takes loads of time. But then, big news, my new roaster turned up today as well, finally. So, obviously, it was 4 big metal pallets, well, 4 pallets, 3 pallets should I say, and the main body of the roaster, which is a great big heavy chunk. It's apparently going near a ton in weight. So, and of course we'd planned on sort of like borrowing next door's forklift to get it in. Only with them being shut because of coronavirus, that kind of went out the window. So we had the stuff taken down to our local hauliers who move all our pallets for us, Claude Hellewell, they're just down in Sowerby Bridge. So they said that they'd offload it from the wagon that's brought it from Turkey. So like, okay, great, and then we'll figure out maybe you can bring it on your tail lift and then we can move it about with our pallet truck or something. So they got it off, and then the rang and said, we've got a bit of a problem, we don't think we're going to be able to move it. And it was kind of like, oh, it's like, well, it's all on these iron pallets, okay, and the main thing is too heavy for our tail lifts anyway. So, okay, so that's going to be a problem. So I came up with the idea, because we've had for a roaster delivery before, someone would poor access. They had to hire a wagon with one of these forklifts on the back that sits on the back. It's called a Moffat apparently, but yeah, it has its own forklift sitting on the back of the wagon, and it detaches itself and zooms about and does the forklifting and then gets back on again, so for its piggyback back away again. So yeah, there was this idea, if we rent one of those, would that do it? And it turns out yes, and even better, there's someone in Halifax, a haulier in Halifax, that has such a vehicle with an attached forklift. So they arranged for them to go to Clodagh, pick up our 4 pallets, or 3 pallets and big body of roaster, and then bring it up and offload it with their machine, which worked perfectly. And he brought him all the pallets right into the warehouse, which is good, because getting the damn thing up the ramp alone into our warehouse would have been a serious bit of effort. So it all came in, and the sort of main body of the roaster is in position where it needs to be. So yeah, it's all there. I now have a 30 kilo roaster as well as the 5 kilo. Not quite sure how long it's going to take to piece the bits that need putting together, because there is some heavy lifting to do that a forklift would be very handy for. As we haven't got one, we're going to have to maybe improvise or figure out some alternative method of moving things. So like the cooling tray itself, that is detached, separate from the main body, but that's currently sat on a pallet, and it's going to be a heavy old weight, and I'm not sure how we're going to get it lifted off and over one way or the other. Might take some puzzling for that one. There's the loader, again, that's sat on a pallet. I think that should be relatively light.
Risk zone, speed limit.
Then the only other thing is going to be the actual hopper that sits on the top of it that holds the green coffee, because that is very heavy, and you need to get it to the top of the roaster, which is quite high up. Not having a forklift is going to make that tricky. So I'm kind of planning at the moment we might be able to make use of the hoist we have at work, which normally lifts like
Warning, risk zone, speed limit, 30 miles per hour.
I'm trying to think what it's called really. I mean, it lifts up like a tray, for want of a better term, really. Or it's a cage that you can put stuff in to take it upstairs from downstairs. So there's a big heavyweight winch at the top, and I'm wondering if we can kind of get the hoist chains around the hopper and then winch it up high to that, then bring, because of course the hoist area is surrounded by woodworking. It's like a caged off area, so we're going to have to get the front of the roaster as near as you can to that cage, and then hopefully swing the dangling off the hoist loader hopper for the green coffee, and get it to sort of catch on to where it needs to sit on top that way, which I think could be quite fun, but should work, hopefully. I mean, that is probably going to be the trickiest of all the challenges, as it were. But it's not a huge rush at the moment anyway, because all the demand for that 30 kilo roaster is shut because of coronavirus. So I can take as long as I fancy, really, to pedal about with bits of it. But it'd like to be nice to get it in some form of semblance, just so if anyone does happen to want to come and look at a 30 kilo roaster, and they can see it in all its glory. So that's arrived, so that's been pretty exciting. Like I say, the week has just been a absolute complete wear down of in at 8, leaving at 6, doing non-stop packing all day, every day. Just printing shipping labels, packing boxes, roasting coffee, packing bags of coffee, shipping the coffee out, and yeah, madness. We had some green coffee in, had a pallet, about 600 kilos of that it came in. Just ordered another 700 kilos as well to make up stock, because we've just shipped so much green coffee out, it's unbelievable. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's just really incredible, to be honest, how much stuff we've shifted since lockdown, when in theory you shouldn't be shifting loads, but there you go. Can't complain about it. Need the sales, to be honest, especially with all the cafe customers being shut. So yeah, all going good. And of course, other exciting news has been the movement of Steam, well, the dividing of Steam into Steam and Hive, two separate blockchains. So it seems to be pretty leveled out at the moment. I mean, people seem to have got into a rhythm of basically just posting on both. Or doing a post on one and then just pasting it into the next one and doing it that way. I mean, I've been trying to avoid doing that because, I don't like the idea of doubling up on the same content and just moving it onto different sites. So I've been trying to do like Steam-based ones and Hive-based ones where I can. Gotta admit, I haven't done a lot this week because I've just been too worn out on a night to even think about bothering. Which, is just how it is at the moment. If I'm doing all the work at work on my own, I can't be on a night trying to do more stuff posting on Steam. So yeah, it's definitely taking a bit of a downturn at the moment. Oh, I'm going out as well. So yeah, that's pretty much been my week, just roasting, packing. I even was working Sunday, ludicrously, but I've got a pallet worth of stuff loaded and it disappeared on God, everywhere's got these damned rainbows, and stay safe. Stay safe from the coronavirus. Not completely sure that just saying stay safe is going to help anyone keep away from a pandemic virus, but if it makes people happy, I suppose that's the main thing, isn't it? Alright, have a good weekend and week next week, and I'll catch you in next week's coffee vlog. Okay, see ya.